All right, so for Experiential 4, names and rhythms with rhythm sticks. So I don't have rhythm sticks. But for number 1, to write down names of famous characters first and last. So I did those with I added the names that also older audience or older clients would understand or recognize. So my 3 were Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey, and Celine Dion. And for my younger audience, I had Peppa Pig, Captain America, and Ariana Grande. So, some of the names that I did, and I actually wrote it out so it was easier to show you. I'm not sure if this is backwards, but this is how I was able to dictate it. Ariana Grande, and I clapped that as Ariana Grande. And for Captain America, this is what I came up with for Captain America. And it goes what I came up with is Captain America. I tried to make it a little different. And for Peppa Pig, this is my Peppa Pig. I broke it up a little bit since there wasn't as many syllables. So, Peppa Pig was Peppa Rest Pig Rest. For my older audience, we'll start off with Matthew McConaughey, which in one of those questions that were asked, are there any words or names that are kind of hard or difficult to say and write rhythmically and notate? And so this wasn't exactly hard, but I made it in the simplest form. But it took a little thought for just a second. So Matthew McConaughey, and that's only because of the extra syllables. So what I got was Matthew McConaughey. Okay? And for Samuel L. Jackson, Samuel L. Jackson was pretty simple. And I also used it in question number 4. And how many ways can you use a phrase and recreate the phrase? Sorry. Use the same phrase and recreate the rhythm. And so I said about 2 or 3 at minimum. And so I sent the document along with this video that talks about how many times that I was able to just change up his name. So, for Samuel L. Jackson, I got Samuel L. Jackson. And the last one for Celine Dion, I also added a rest. So within my examples, that was a part of what was different. And what was different is that I did add a couple moments of silence within my notation. So, Celine, rest, Dion. So, and that usually just came along with the same as Peppa Pig. It's not as many syllables, and so for a 4/4 meter, it just kind of made it a little, in my opinion, a little bit better to add the rest so that it kind of elongates the phrase, if that makes sense. So, for question number 1, how are the phrases within the book John F. Kennedy and Dora the Explorer, which are in the textbook, how are they different? And so the things that I saw differently was just how the rhythm was constructed and how the first word, for the first phrase, John F. Kennedy, John only had 1 syllable. And for the second phrase, Dora has 2 syllables. So they're naturally going to start off slightly different. Unless you combined it, John F. What was similar about them is that they both incorporated eighth and quarter notes within their rhythm. and they both had three parts of their phrase. So Dora the Explorer and John F. Kennedy. All right, and I believe that is it when it comes to the questions that came along with the discussion questions that came along with experiential number 4. Yes. Thank you. Okay, so I tried to make the most sense out of this when it comes to what was asked of me. So for A, write down the spatial location. I said over, under, and between. Over, under, and between, and write the 3 body parts. So over, head is the body part, between, hands, and under, legs. And so with this chant that I'm looking at, I'm going to fill in the blanks the best way I can. And I brought my little shaker. I'm also going to add a little metronome so it can keep me on beat. So shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it all day long. Shake it over your head. Shake it between your hands. Shake it under your legs. Shake it all day long.